Hi friends, Stephanie here, and I'm back with more movie chatter and Pickle. And yes, I know it's been a minute, but we're here and we're back and life has been crazy. I'm going to give you a little update in a minute, but Pickle's here, so you know that means she's got a surprise in store, so stay tuned through the video for that. We're going to talk about what her surprise is and tell you how to get in the action for it. And if you don't want to hear my little life update before I give you my 10 film recommendations, just fast forward a minute or two, and when you see me holding up a movie, then you know that I'm to the actual content of this video. Like I said, which is, like I said, 10 movie recommendations. So yes, it's been a minute since my last video, and I have to be honest with you guys, I'm tired. I'm mentally tired, I'm physically tired. And I don't mean to complain. I usually try to keep things kind of positive here, but it's been a rough month. My brother had brain surgery, which was very successful. I'm so grateful. We're so blessed. Everything worked out perfectly. They got everything out, so he's good. He's up and running. 2 days after he got out of the hospital, though, I got a phone call. My dad collapsed. My dad is 80 years old. He suffers with dementia. He also has heart disease. And his heart disease has progressed to the point where he was basically in heart failure, and he's been in and out of the hospital I don't even know how many times for the last month, and they finally decided to put in a pacemaker and defibrillator, which was a whole other thing because of the dementia. He gets sundowning and he goes crazy in the hospital, and they have to medicate him and sedate him, and it's very upsetting for my mom. And I don't mean to ramble, but this is what's been going on. And in the middle of all this, Pickle had surgery, as you know, which it wasn't a big deal. It was a cracked tooth they had to take out, but anytime they go under anesthesia, I get concerned, and this is my girl here. So she did great, though. It was just the one tooth, and then they polished and cleaned the rest of her teeth, so she's good to go for a little bit with her dental hygiene, which is very important. More important than you would think for pets, but that's in the subject for another video on another channel with another person. But yeah, definitely don't let your pet's dental health go. So between all that and then, you know, the craziness of social media after the events of the political landscape in the United States, which I'm not going to get into because, again, this is not the channel for it or the place for it. All I can tell you is that I have been feeling the anxiety and the exhaustion, and I have wanted to stay away from social media and the back and forth. I don't want anything to do with it. What I can tell you is this channel is and always will be a safe space for everyone. Everyone is welcome. All I ask is that you're kind and respectful, and we don't really have a problem here, but I just wanted to reiterate that point, that this is a safe space for everyone. Whichever side you're on, it's a safe space and everyone is welcome. We're here to talk about movies, which is a distraction, hopefully, from real life. So with all that being said, that's what's been going on. So Pickle and I are here, and we're going to run through 10 films that we have recently watched that we really, really enjoyed and highly recommend. And the first one, this is, I believe it's a Deaf Crocodile release. I got it on Vinegar Syndrome. I think it's still available on Diabolic and maybe Orbit. I think it's sold out on Vinegar Syndrome, but it's called World War III. It's not about what you'd think. So, oh, and for those of you who fast forwarded, I don't blame you, and welcome back. World War III is an Iranian film, so it is in Persian with English subtitles. This is so good. This movie is excellent. I could watch it anytime, anywhere. We have a gentleman who is a widower. He recently lost his wife and young son, I believe, to an accident, and he is in the grieving process. He's kind of befriended a sex worker who he feels like is his girlfriend, but of course she's a sex worker. She's not his girlfriend, but he spends a lot of time with her. He gets a job on a movie set, working as an extra and taking care of the set on a movie that's being made about the Holocaust. And what ends up happening, long story short, the lead actor who's playing Adolf Hitler gets sick, and the guy, our main character, looks so much like the lead actor, and they easily make him over to make him look like Adolf Hitler. He now becomes the lead in this movie about the Holocaust, and he has no acting experience and really isn't into acting, and that's not what he's there for. But what I can tell you, that's about all I can tell you about the plot line, because I'll ruin it. This kind of starts out as almost like a dark comedy, maybe a satire, and it takes a wild, wild turn, and things get dark and things get crazy. And all I can tell you is just watch it. You will not be disappointed. It is so, so good. This took me by surprise. This is one of my favorites of this year. I think it's from 2023, but it's one of the favorites that I've seen this year. So World War III, if you can get your hands on it, don't know if it's streaming yet, but if you can get your hands on it, please, please, please do yourself a favor and give it a watch, especially if you're not a person who's put off by subtitles. It is well worth the watch. So that's my first pick, World War III. Next one, there have been numerous releases of this one. I don't know if there's been an American Blu-ray release though, but it's called Snowtown. And this is about the Snowtown murders that took place. This is the cover that most people know. This is about the Snowtown murders that took place in Australia in 1999. And basically what it is we have a young boy. I say young boy, I think he was 16 or 17. And he is in a situation where his mom has her new boyfriend living with the family. And he's just a bad guy. The boyfriend, he is just a bad, bad, bad man. He does horrible things, inappropriate things, and he's got his friends hanging around, and it's just a really bad situation. And what ends up happening is the young fella, he kind of falls under the wing of this boyfriend, and he starts to get involved in these horrible, horrific crimes that are being committed. And all I can tell you is if you like true crime, definitely check out Snowtown Murders. I think they just put Snowtown, but I think the name of the movie is Snowtown Murders. Yeah, the Snowtown Murders. You can look it up and see what other releases there are. I know this one's still out and about. It may not have the slipcover. It's pretty cool. It's got the picture on the front, and then it's got the bloody handprint on the back. This is a really nice release from IFC. So check around. There may be an American Blu-ray now. I'm not sure, but definitely watch the Snowtown Murders if you are a true crime junkie like I am. So definitely check that one out. Now this one was one that was recommended to me, I want to say about it's probably more like 2 months ago now. Just moving a little picky. It was recommended to me by one of you here on the channel. And I said, I put it on my list of things to watch, and definitely was not disappointed in this one. And it is called Strange Darling. This is such a great film, but I have to tread very lightly because it's really easy to spoil, and the twist on this one is everything. We start out the movie with a gal running out of the woods, and you can see that she's covered in blood, and someone is chasing her, and it's a guy with a shotgun who is chasing this woman. And what we basically do is we see some events, and then it's a rewind to the beginning, so we find out how we ended up where we are now. And all I can say is it's so good. It had me the entire time. This is really easy to get your hands on. I believe, I know it's in English, but I think this is, I don't know who this is put out by, but I think it's readily available like on Amazon and things like that. I got it through Orbit or Diabolic, but it's really easy to get your hands on. But Strange Darling, I would highly, highly recommend this one. It's a lot of fun. I don't know about the rewatchability because kind of once you know the turn, you know the story. So maybe if it's streaming, maybe stream it before you buy it. But it's a good one. I really, really enjoyed this. And thank you so much to the person who recommended it, put it on my radar, made me look for it. Now this one, here's my feel-good pick for the pile, because I know these seem a little dark. It wasn't intentional, it's kind of what I've been watching, but this film was so good, and it's just what I needed at the time when I watched it, and it just made me smile, and it made me happy. And it says on the back that it'll make your heart grow 2 sizes. And it's also Guillermo del Toro wrote the blurb at the top. It says, beautiful, unexpected, and tender. It is such a great movie. It's an animated one called Robot Dreams. This is a Spanish film, but there's no dialogue. It's all animated, and it's all these animals and robots, and they're living in New York City in the 1980s. So it is a love letter to New York City, 1980s New York City. So if you're a fan of New York City, or you just want to experience what it was like in New York City in the 1980s, you're gonna love this. The animation is so on point, and like I said, there's no dialogue, but the story is so easy to follow. And you also have the sounds. You have the sounds of the street. You hear sirens, you hear subways, you hear people playing music on the sidewalk like you would if you were walking in downtown, you know, or uptown, wherever, New York City. There's all the sounds of life all around you. When they take a trip to the beach, you hear the ocean, all kinds of things like that. People talk, you know, background chatter, things like that. But basically what it's about is the one character is Dog, and Dog is living alone. So they have this, he sees this television commercial where you can call and you can order a robot friend. So the robot becomes his best friend and they do everything together. But there's some twists and turns that take place that I don't want to get into because I think everybody should watch this. Now, it is a PG-13 movie. There aren't words, but there are some gestures that happen. And if you've been around New York City, you probably know those gestures very well. Pretty much anywhere. If you drive a lot, you use the gesture, I'm sure, or you get the gesture. But if you don't want your kids to see that, I would shy away from it. But other than that, nothing horrible happens. But basically, this is just, it's such a multi-layered, it's a feel-good movie. The animation is so on point. It's really a story. It's about loneliness. It's about isolation. It's about friendship and the many forms that friendships can take and relationships. And even when the memories that you make through your escapades with said relationship, and even when that relationship maybe is over or changes, how those memories can stay with you and they can still bring you joy at a later time in your life when something happens and it reminds you of that person or that moment or that time. And I think this is just such a great film, and I think it's just one that flies under the radar, and I haven't heard anyone talk about it, and I think we could all use a little boost of this right about now. So if you just want to feel good and smile and be happy, check out Robot Dreams. It is well worth it. And like I said, no dialogue, but you can just turn on the sound, and it's just a really cool experience, and I really, really am happy that I found this film. So definitely high on my list. Now, going the opposite direction, we're going back. Now, this one's called Kill. And I would say right off the bat, this is for the John Wick fans. If you like John Wick, you're going to love Kill. Basically, I believe this is from India, and I believe it's in Hindi. I think it's in Hindi with English subtitles. But this is from India, and basically what we have is our main guy here, and he has a girlfriend. And what ends up happening is, as happens in India often, his girlfriend, who he wants to marry, has now been promised to another man for marriage. And her family is well-to-do, and they decided that this is the thing, this is what's happening, it's an arranged marriage, you're going to meet the fella, and you're going to get married. And they go on this train headed to New Delhi, where she is going to be married off. And our main guy gets on the train to try to kind of intervene and get his girlfriend and take her away from all this. But when he gets on the train, he finds out there are some terrible, terrible people on the train. And what ends up happening is, like, it's a total John Wick situation. So like I said, if you like John Wick, you're going to love this. The 4K is immaculate. The action is great. The fighting's great. The story's good. So if you enjoy this and you don't mind the subtitles and you like John Wick type stories, you're going to love Kill. Definitely check it out. It's a lot of action. It's a lot of fun. Good story. And like I said, the 4K is really, really looks great. So that's Kill. And now I think I'm going to wake my friend. Hold on here. Here we go. She's got some things on her mind. What have you done? She's awake. She was asleep. She's been raking leaves with her sisters all day. So look at her. She's so tired. But she has a surprise for you guys, or two surprises. And you know, on this channel, we don't say that certain word, but we have two prizes here, gifts, whatever you want to call them. One is the 4K Blu-ray and, no, this is just 4K and digital release, the Steelbook release for Nightmare on Elm Street. This is the 4K Steelbook for Nightmare on Elm Street. That is the first option for the Pickle surprise. Pickle is now falling off my lap because she's so tired. But anyway, this is the first item up for grabs. If horror is not your thing, if steelbooks are not your thing, I have a 4K Blu-ray and digital for Deadpool and Wolverine. So if you win, you can choose between the steelbook or the Deadpool and Wolverine. I was not able to get my hands on these steelbooks. They were just ridiculously expensive. So we have, like I said, we have either item. Winner picks what they want. And I'm going to try and do these giveaways on a regular basis because I really do appreciate you guys. And it's just, sometimes I get doubles of things. It's just my way of saying thank you for being here and thank you for putting up with me and my nonsense. And Pickle's very happy to do this for you. So all you have to do in the comments, you know the deal. If you've been here before, all you have to do is say yes in the comments to be in this surprise. And I will announce that. And again, this is for the United States only, just because of the shipping. It's ridiculous. I will announce the winner. It's going to be done by random comment generator. I will put it over on the community tab next Monday. That is November 25th by 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 12 noon Eastern Standard Time. So you have until then to get your name in. Just leave it in the comments. Like I said, all you have to say is yes. And then when I contact you, if you're the winner, we will discuss if you want the steelbook or the 4K slipcover of Deadpool and Wolverine. So that is Pickle's surprise, and I am going to put her upstairs because she keeps sliding off my lap, and I don't want her to get hurt. So I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back, and little Pickle is very happy to be back upstairs with her sister. She was nodding off as we were taking her back up the stairs. So she had a fun day playing in the leaves, as every kid should do. So I have just 5 more quick movies that I'm going to run through. These are recommendations, and hopefully you'll find 1 or 2 that you want to check out. Now, this first one is a remake, but it was a remake. I don't think I've ever seen the original. I can't remember, but it stars James McAvoy, and it is called Speak No Evil. And it's a Blumhouse movie, so I'm kind of like this anytime I see the Blumhouse movies, but I've been pleasantly surprised by a few of them recently. But James McAvoy, anything he's in, I'm watching it. So the basic synopsis of this story is we have a British couple played by James McAvoy and the gal he's with, and they are on vacation, and they have their young son with them, and their young son is mute. He doesn't speak at all. And they kind of befriend this American couple who are also on vacation, and they have their young daughter who's the same age as the little boy, and they kind of befriend each other, and they start to hang out on vacation. They're having a great time, and the kids are hitting it off, and James McAvoy's character and his wife, the character of the wife, they say how nice it is for their son to be able to connect with other kids his age because of being a mute child. He has difficulty making friends. So they're really happy that the kids are having fun, and the adults are having a great time. And there's a few instances where he seems like he's a little stern with the kid, but he's like, we have to toughen him up for life because it's going to be hard for him. And so they part ways at the end of their vacation, and they're very surprised when the British couple invites them, the American couple, to come for a weekend at their home, which is kind of set off in like kind of like no man's land. It's kind of very isolated, and there's a lot of land, and they invite this American couple and their daughter to come and spend the weekend with them. And all I can say is things get funky, but James McAvoy steals the show on this one. He is at the top of his game, and if you don't see it for anything else, see it for his performance. I would say this one, I would give it like a 6 out of 10. I wasn't blown away by the entire storyline. I kind of saw certain things coming, but I thought overall, this was very, very good. And like I said, James McAvoy is just so good. He's so menacing, and he's just great. And like I said, if you see it for nothing else, see it for him. But I would say Speak No Evil. Definitely give it a look. If you don't want to buy it, give it a stream. But definitely put it on your list to check out. And now I want to hunt down the original. I've seen it somewhere on Amazon or whatever. I may pick that up and give it a watch just to compare the two. But this was, I enjoyed this one. Now, this one I'm showing because it did just get a 4K release. There is an existing Blu-ray, and I haven't watched the 4K yet, but I heard that the difference between the Blu-ray and the 4K isn't night and day. So if you want to save yourself a few dollars, just pick up the Blu-ray. But either way, pick it up because it's a Steven Spielberg film starring Goldie Hawn from 1974. It's called The Sugarland Express. And if you have not seen this, do yourself a favor and grab it. Stream it, Blu-ray, 4K, whatever you want to do, DVD, whatever you want to do, just watch it. This is Steven Spielberg's first theatrical release. Now we know about Duel, but this is his first theatrical release. It is based on true events that took place, and Goldie Hawn plays a woman who is married to a fella who is incarcerated, and she's like, listen, I can't have this. I can't have my husband in jail. There's no way to survive. I can't live without him. We can't keep our family together. And so what she does is she hatches this plan to break him out of jail, and just all hell breaks loose. And that's all I'm going to say. But this is a fantastic movie. Goldie Hawn's great. It's a Steven Spielberg film, so you know it's going to be awesome. The action is great. And like the end scene or the ending, the last few minutes of the film, it's just something that is like, it feels like it's always going to be ingrained in my head. Now this one, I brought it up before, I think in a haul, but I want to bring it up again because I'm starting to see it show up on Instagram, but still not much. I don't think it's really caught on yet, and it's really a good movie. It's called Exuma. I would say Exuma. Exhuma. And this is in Korean with English subtitles. And long and short of it, this is about a family who believes that they are cursed because the firstborn in each family, or to each family member, the firstborn always seems to be born with these really horrible health issues, and they can't figure out why. And what they believe is that they believe there's some sort of curse that has been put on their family. So what they do is they hire a group of like shaman, and they want them to work to find out what the curse is and remove the curse. So what ends up happening is they start, you can see them here, they're on the back, but you can see them that they start digging up graves, and they're doing these big elaborate performances, and they bring the whole family out, and they're all watching them bring these bodies up and perform these rituals around the bodies to try to break this spell. And it really gets interesting because there are twists and turns in this one, and all I can say is it's really, really good. And I can't be specific because I don't want to ruin it, but this is a really, really good movie. And like I said, they do these elaborate performances and rituals to try to break the spell and break the curse on the family, and figure out why this one little baby in particular, who kind of kicks off this chain of events, if they can save the little baby and why he's so sick. And they're trying to figure out through, bringing up these graves and opening these tombs and all kinds of things. And it just gets wild. Just check it out. But if you haven't seen it, definitely put it on your list. See it somehow. I think it's this is a Welgo movie. And let me tell you, don't sleep on Welgo. Welgo has some great titles, and Exuma is one of their latest ones. Now this one is one that was recommended to me. I don't know how it slipped by me. I don't know what year it's from. But I'm trying to look. My eyesight is crap. But anyway, it stars Rebecca Hall, and it's The Awakening. And I had never seen this one, and someone recommended it to me, and so I hunted it down, and it's really, really good. This is a straight up ghost story. The main character here is approached by a guy from a boarding school, and he tells her that the boys in the school have been seeing ghosts and spirits and scary things around the school, and they need her to come and see if she can figure out who this ghost is, why the ghost is there, is the ghost there, or are the boys just playing hoaxes on each other. And she's not a big believer in the whole ghost thing. So she's trying to find any other reason that these events could be taking place other than a ghost or some sort of presence being in the school. And all I can tell you is just follow the story along. It's really good. It's very interesting. Held my attention the whole time. I was never bored, and I really, really enjoyed this one. And I have no idea how this slipped by me. I know this is not a new release, so it's been out a little bit, so I have no idea how I didn't see it. But it's really good, and the ending is very, very, it's a very satisfying closure to the film. Very good ending, and I just thought it was great all around. So if you haven't seen The Awakening, put it on your list, give it a look. And this is the last one. This last one is a Hungarian film that I have talked about before, but I never hear anyone talk about this, and I love this film. And again, it's based on a true crime, so I figured I would bring it out and talk about it again. It is called Strangled. And it's based on true events that happened in, I believe, the 1960s. Yeah, 1960s Hungary, where they had these women that were being murdered, and they could not for the life of them figure out who was committing these crimes. And there's a tagline here. It says, "There are no serial killers in this country. Is that clear?" That was the mindset of the powers that be at the time of these crimes. He didn't care who they caught. They needed someone, because he said there are no serial killers in this country. That's all he wanted the public to know. So they get their sights set on someone and they incarcerate them, and then the rest of the film is spent trying to figure out, do they have the right person, or is there someone else out there who is really responsible for these horrific series of crimes? And it's a really great movie, and I love Hungarian cinema, so I want to highlight that more in my picks. And this is one of my favorites. So if you haven't seen Strangled, this is easy to pick up. It's readily available on Amazon, as far as I know. I don't know who put it out, but oh, Montage Pictures. But yeah, I just grabbed this right off Amazon. So that is Strangled. That's my last recommendation. So I know, pretty dark picks this time, but it just happened to be what I was watching. I was kind of at the tail end of October. So upset about October, I don't even want to think about it. But family had to come first, and I really needed to be there for my family. So thank you so much for understanding and for hanging with me, those of you who did hang with me. But I want to thank everyone for watching the video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you found some picks that you want to check out, and movies that sound interesting to you. Don't forget about entering yourself for Pickle's gifts, Pickle's surprise. Just like I said, leave yes down in the comments. It's free, never any charge, never any money sent to me. There's never any fees on this channel. If anyone ever contacts you via email or anything else and tells you to send them money, it is not me. Do not do it. There's never no strings attached here. All you have to do is be subscribed to the channel and leave me a comment that says yes. And if you want to like the video, that would be nice. So like the video if you want to. But anyway, that's those are my recommendations for today, and I am going to be back the rest of the week. I have a very quiet week planned. Hopefully nothing goes crazy, and I'll be here, and we'll be in touch. So I want to again just thank you for being here, and I'm going to go upstairs, have some dinner, and take care of my 4 very tired girls. So for today, that's a wrap.